Hello and welcome to the Ultra Confusion Hangout. I am Charlie Sans Goatee, and I am here with our prolific commenter himself, Zealeus.
Yeah. How goes it, Charlie?
It goes, Zealeus. Now, for everybody who's watching this, and hopefully for those who are going to join us, fingers crossed that they can actually get into this, we're going to try to do this on a weekly basis, where Zealeus and I tackle a topic or perhaps have a round table discussion with the fans of Alter Confusion. So tonight we're just going to kind of hang out and shoot the shit. So hopefully,
Hang out in the Google Hangout.
yeah, hang out in the Google Hangout. So hopefully y'all will enjoy. So,
Y'all.
huh?
I was just making fun of y'all.
Oh, thanks. Yes,
Everybody does it to me up
I'm
here.
the South. I'm from the South, man. Oh,
Oh, I still use it. Everybody always mocks me.
well, that's why you should move back to the South.
But then I have to find something else for you guys to make fun of me. I have to find a Northism.
Dude, you play every single game and don't care about the story. We can make fun of you about that all day long.
Whatever. I like Mass Effect. I think I'm covered.
I know, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's see here. Let's start this off right. I am thoroughly pissed with Amazon and UPS.
Uh-oh. Are they late on a game for you?
All right, so Bioshock Infinite. This guy right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
It came out on Tuesday.
Indeed it did.
I got it. I was tracking it on my phone, and it said delivered. I checked the UPS website to just see if they gave specific details as to where it was delivered, and they said delivered to the garage. So I come home, delivered to the garage at 3:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
I come home. I'm very excited. I asked Julie if she picked up the package. She says no. So I go out, look at the corners of the garage. Nope, nothing. Go and walk through the entire interior of the garage. Nothing. I check every single external door I have, just in case maybe they default to garage. Nope, nothing. I walked the neighborhood checking everyone's garage. not like I walked into their garages, but
Whatever,
I
creepy
checked it from
stalker.
the street. Nothing. So, as any sane man would do, I tweeted about it saying, "Oh my god, I think the UPS man just stole my game." And of course, UPS responded immediately, going, "Oh my god, send us an email." So
Huh.
I sent him an email. Okay.
Way to go with
And,
Twitter.
yeah, I know. So I sent him an email with all the details, and they respond back 2 hours later. I was like, wow, really quick response time there. 2 hours, and their response was, "Oh, this is an Amazon package. You've got to go through Amazon to deal with it. You are the carrier who apparently dropped the package off at my house. Why the hell do I have to deal with the warehouse that sent the goods in the first place?" So I talked to Amazon. Amazon goes, "Oh, well, has it been 2 days?" I'm like, "No, this game came out today. It's supposed to be at my house today. UPS says that it was delivered today." They're like, "Oh yeah, sometimes they just scan it once it gets on the truck, but they don't actually deliver." I'm like, "Who the hell does that?" So so they're like, "Well, we really can't help you until either 48, 72 hours have passed, or it's the end of the week. So just keep checking and see if UPS just delivers it." I'm like, "What kind of rationale is that?" So
Outside your front door like every 5 minutes, see if
yeah,
it's filled
yeah.
up yet.
So I email UPS back like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We're gonna try to get in contact with the driver. It'll be probably delivered on Wednesday. Just give us your phone number so we can contact you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So they call me on Wednesday. That's yesterday, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably.
And they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry for your misfortune. We just talked to the driver. The driver says that he has just dropped it off on your front door. Can you go check?" I'm like, "I work a 9 to 5 job. I can't check in the middle of the afternoon to see if it's there. But I'll call you back if it's not there." She goes, "Oh, okay." So Julie always goes home like an hour and a half earlier than I do. And so I ask her, as soon as you get home, once you're done with all the stuff that you need to do, as soon as you get home, check the front door, tell me if the package is there. I don't hear nothing.
Uh-oh.
And like 5 o'clock goes around, and so I called Julie and I said, "What's the deal?" She goes, "The deal with what?" And I said, "You know, goddamn well what?" And she goes, "No, I have no idea." And she uh, she goes, Julie. She goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Julie, come here." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And then she goes to the front door, and sure enough, it's there. So I got Bioshock Infinite, and I just haven't played it yet because I'm still playing Noni Kuni for the PlayStation 3. Oh, special guest! Hi, Candy. Hey, buddy.
Sup, man? It's good to see you. You've grown since last time I saw you.
He's like, yo.
Start him off young. That should be his first word, I hope. Yo. That'd be pretty epic. Oh, he's excited.
Oh,
hey, Julie.
I'm kissing a different human being.
Oh, dear God.
I guess you can't hear me. You have headphones on.
All right, buddy. One close up for Doobie.
Woo! Woo!
Okay, he's done.
All right. Hi, Doobie.
Hi.
Says, hello. Okay, anyway.
I can hear her. She can't hear me.
Yeah.
You might need a fork. Are you going to eat right now?
No, I won't eat right now. I might eat the brownie right now, but I won't eat the chicken right now.
Ooh, brownie.
Yes. My food just arrived.
Nice.
So, okay, anyways, so that's the end of my story.
Okay, so one dog leaves behind you, and the next one.
Another one replaces it, yeah. Where the hell did she go? Oh, there she is.
So you finally got your Bioshock game that you can now play.
Yeah, I can play it now, but I've got to complete the PlayStation 3 game first. And I thought I had completed it Sunday night.
Yep.
And lo and behold, it turns out that I think that was the like 3/4 of the way done, because it's like your character goes, "Yay, I get to go home." I'm like, "Yes, I beat the fucking bastard." And then it's like, as soon as I'm about to teleport back, it's like, "Oh shit, what is this?" And all the people of the town turn to monsters. They're like, "Oh no, we still need you." I'm like, "Ah, damn it."
Hate it when that happens.
But I have to tell you, art-wise, this game, phenomenal. Freaking phenomenal. Simply because it is Studio Ghibli, the people behind Princess Mononoke, Porco Rosso, Spirited Away, Steam Boy, and a bunch of other ones.
Lots of good stuff, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
All correctly framed.
Which is really cool, because one of my biggest issues is if you have you don't really get to see changes in like the armor or the weapons that characters are using.
Yeah.
And a lot of RPGs and a lot of action adventure games, when you don't see that change, you still have clipping. So like, the person will put their hand through someone's head, or his elbows will pop out of his cape when it's not supposed to. And this one, because it was basically hand drawn every single frame, it's glorious. There's no clipping.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's wicked.
All right, so Zealeus, you got to tell me, the EVE Online experiment has begun for you. So,
well, okay, backtrack a little. Back in college, so this is around 2004-ish, I was looking for a game at the time. And so actually, as most people who have ever watched the Hangout know, or I guess back in the day podcast, I used to be a huge WoW addict.
Yeah.
Did the whole rating thing, but before that, I actually tried out EVE Online. And I remember EVE, I went to the tutorial and stuff, and like I was just not interested in the game at the time. And so I'm like, okay, now I'll try out WoW instead, and well, the rest is history.
Right.
And I come back to EVE, and I'm online. I'm on some gaming website, probably. It's like EVE Online, 14-day free trial. I'm like, oh Lord, I've been looking for a different MMO to play, so why the hell not? I'll give it a try. So it also happens to coincide with working at a school. Easter break started yesterday for us.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning and I'm playing EVE ever since. It's very much the idea of a game. It doesn't, I've been doing the tutorial.
Yep.
And, it's obviously, I'm sure it's changed drastically since, this is what now, 7-8 years ago since I probably tried it out.
Right.
I just remember that it seemed like in the original version there wasn't a whole lot to do. You know, they kind of threw you in a quick like hour tutorial, and then you're basically on your own. Is kind of what I recall.
Right.
Whereas now you do kind of the initial tutorial, and now you kind of have 5 or 6 different like lines of what you kind of want your maybe special to be.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just finished the industrialization one that shows you like how to go out and mine ore and process that and build stuff from blueprints. So I just did that. That took me a couple hours today to finish that.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of like I was joking around with Charlie earlier, you know, you make a jump and there's like 6 warp jumps. That's probably going to take you a good 10, 15 minutes. And yet you just kind of sit there watching you warp and warp and warp. And then you go mine your, you know, whatever the ore is called. I don't remember what it's called still. And, you know, it's going to take you.
It depends on where you're mining.
Yeah, it's like, well, the frustrating thing about the ore in the game to me is what the result is doesn't correlate with what the name of the ore is. You know, it's giving most MMOs, you want platinum agates? Well, you go get platinum, you go mine platinum.
Right.
You need gold bars, you go mine gold. It makes life very simple. Whereas at Eve, it's like whatever asteroid belt you're mining, you get anywhere between like 1 to 4 different ores out of that.
Yep.
And so I constantly have to have this like other like window up to be like, oh crap, what do I need to go find?
Right.
And then now you have to figure out, okay, what asteroid belt do I have to go discover around? And so I got half hour today just jumping from asteroid belt to asteroid belt to asteroid belt to find the stupid one piece of ore I needed to
That's
finish.
why you need what's it called? Mining scanner. Soon as you warp into the area, you run it, and it tells you all of the ore that's there and what quantity is available.
No.
And then you can basically click on the asteroid, and it highlights that specific asteroid, so you can start going towards it.
Well, I have it up because you have like the little HUD system. So up in the upper right, I created like a filter that showed just the mining asteroids. Is that the same thing, or is what you're talking about much more specific?
Much more specific. It's an actual additional window that'll pop up that does a scan.
So is this like an add-on that is this like a module that you add onto your ship?
Yes.
Under which, see, and that's the funny thing, you know, Eve, it's known for not holding your hand, and it's very much kind of the same thing. Like I finished the industrialization storyline, like the little intro. They said nothing about that. It's one of those things where someone like, you know, they give you a new ship partway through, and you have to add stuff, and like they don't tell you what to do. They're just like, congratulations, you have a new ship. Next step.
Right.
Which is fine, but it's definitely a game where it's kind of like you kind of have to figure out some stuff on your own. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of that as I go along. Of like, what the hell am I doing in this game?
Exactly.
But off to maybe that's in the exploration storyline or something. Who knows?
All I remember is I did a shit ton of mining when I was in there.
Well, and I know for sure when I played, you didn't have like these little avatars. You didn't have your character.
Yes. That was actually that was a release that everyone was severely pissed off about, solely because when it happened, there were a lot of enhancements that, because CCP has usually been really, really good at listening to the user base and trying to gear the big time releases towards the users.
Okay.
And because CCP was focused on Dust 514 and World of Darkness, which still hasn't come out, they basically just threw this thing together and pissed off a lot of people. Let's just put it that way, because it didn't have nearly what they wanted. And yeah, it was cool to see your avatar walking around and stuff, but that really wasn't. It's never been the focus of Eve, though it has allowed for other people to jump in, because now they feel like it's not just a spacecraft that you're running around with a picture of a person.
But how do you actually, because I haven't actually seen my avatar work. All my avatar is, they're just in my little station thing. I haven't actually seen a single other person. Or is that like bigger ships or something? Do you know?
I don't know.
Like,
I've only seen myself too.
I see like the little avatar pictures like in chat and stuff. I've never actually seen like another. So yeah, and that's funny. You know, as far as avatar goes, so far I'm like, big whoop, and it's like, oh boy, I can buy better clothes from my avatar. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'll never do that.
No, not for this game, that's for sure. You know, it's not really matter. No, what other game was I playing? Ah, crap, I don't remember. It was probably some MMO where I could actually see, like, okay, maybe buying some other armor. I can see that. Oh, well, that's what it is. It's I've also been playing League of Legends lately. I don't know why, what possessed me to do it. People talking to me, who knows. So I also, a couple weeks ago, finally dove into League of Legends. I've still been too chicken to actually play a human 5-on-5 game. I've always been playing 5 human players on the CPU and destroying up on them. But yeah, I've had fun. I've done that, but as far as long term, I don't see myself being a long term League of Legends player. It's kind of like, and I'm bored of it. I'm already kind of bored of it after like a week or two of playing.
Well, if you want to try something slightly different than League of Legends, I highly recommend Smite, which is made by High Res Studios here in Alpharetta, Georgia. They just released a new character. His name is Apollo, God of Music. And he's a ranged physical attack guy. So he does some crazy ass like musical range attacks because his music is so beautiful it hurts. And then he can also do this slide attack where he just basically slides up to the guy and punches him.
So is that like a Defense of the Ancients type game, like League of Legends and all those?
Yes, it's what people call MOBA, Multi-Online Battle Arena.
I still call them Dotas.
Sure.
Because that's what it originated as. And it all originated from, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3.
Oh, Warcraft 3, right.
And it was the mod that they called Defense of the Ancients.
He also had a StarCraft one.
Yep, well, yeah, and then when StarCraft came out, then they created like the same thing for StarCraft. They have one for StarCraft 2. It's not called Defense of the Ancients. I forget what it's called. But StarCraft 2, they have their own Dota mod.
Right.
Now you got, now Steam is doing their own Dota mod. It's one of those things where, like, I've seen their gameplay, and I know each one has their own little different tweak. Yeah. But like, I saw Steam's gameplay, and like after playing League of Legends, I'm like, I have no desire to play it. It's like, okay, you have your 3 level paths, you can go, you got range, and it's like, okay, I've kind of played them all already. And I know, like I said, I know there's a little bit of differences between the different games, but at the same time, it's still MOBA or Dota, whatever you want to call it.
Well, from my understanding, like, you've got to put in some serious hours in the League of Legends before, like, you can really play League of Legends.
Well, part of the reason is it's the microtransaction model, where basically you start out, they have, I forget what they call them now, but basically you have points you can purchase, or you also get, I'll just call them gamer points for the purpose of this discussion. So each battle you partake in, you get battle points. And when I was playing, I think if you won, I think it was the average of, maybe 100 to 200 points a game. And part of it depends on whether you win or lose. Your first game of the day, you get bonus points, and how well you do, that kind of stuff. So it just varies depending on how successful your team is.
Right.
And then each character is anywhere from, I think it's like 735 up to like 6,300 battle points. And you accrue those through playing the game. And like I said, I played pretty solid for a week, and I have about 2,000 battle points. Yeah, so it takes a while to accumulate these points. Now, I did buy a couple of the cheaper characters, a couple of the 735-point characters, but still, you can tell it takes a really long time to accumulate these points.
Right.
And you also spend points on ruins to like give yourself like a 0.1% attack speed, and that costs quite a bit of points too. But the other thing you have is, especially for buying characters, there's like 60 or 80 characters or something. And then you can also purchase them basically with the monetary points that you purchase for a lot cheaper, but that costs money, obviously.
Right.
But the other thing to do, too, to kind of keep it fresh, which I think is cool, is it's a rotation of, I think it's 12 different champions every week. So even if you never purchase a character in your life, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be a different 12 every week. So it's kind of the idea of, varying it up and having different customization, which I think is pretty sweet.
Sweet.
I mean, it's a fun game. But it's a little bit too repetitive for me.
Well, fortunately, the majority of the models that seem to be working the best in the game industry overall is the rinse and repeat model.
True.
Because you can gain proficiency and
master how many,
certain aspects.
We talked about in the past of how many sequels do you see versus original IPs.
You're not going to... That's part of my talk. Which, by the way, Alter Confusion will be at MonsterCon 2013 in Greenville, South Carolina, where we will be giving not only the talk of the destruction of the game industry as we know it,
Ooh.
But also, in order to get free badges, we have to do an additional panel because apparently that's what it takes.
Two
And
panels to get a free pass?
huh?
You have to do two panels to get a free pass?
Yep.
Interesting.
I think they're just. I think they're trying to have the panelists stick around
Okay.
instead of because a lot of the conventions you have panelists who go show up to do their panel and then they leave.
Hmm.
That wasn't going to be an issue with us, but they needed a second panel, so
But you think
I'm
also they want variety too, you know? I mean, it's great to do it
right.
twice, but if I'm looking to do a conference, if I go to one conference from one guy, chances are I'm going to want to see something different the second time.
Right. Right, and ironically, one of the topics that a lot of people at MomoCon asked me if I was part of the panel,
Hmm.
I'll be doing at MonsterCon 2013, and that is how to break into the game industry, which is
Okay.
ironic because that one will be after how the destruction of the game industry as we know it.
It almost needs to be like reversed.
I know.
Nice. That's good. Well, you've done that talk before too, haven't you?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
yeah. So
I
right now,
did it at a it's called like Hensley Workshop. It's like a kid like day camp type thing.
okay.
So I've done that talk to young individuals, but now I'll be able to give it a more sophisticated take because I know that they'll understand what I'm trying to say better.
Well, if that panel being over the summer, I take a week vacation trip in Georgia every week. So who knows? Maybe be at the same time.
That would be awesome. And then, of course, Zealeus actually posted about a new convention that's happening in the Atlanta area. It's actually happening in Kennesaw. It's called AndoCon.
Oh yeah.
There is a very distinct possibility that we will be doing the destruction of the game industry as we know it at AndoCon as well. Though
Nice.
their convention is much, much smaller, and they only have one area for panels, so it's a
Mm.
much stricter uh, not as open to having a shit ton of panels going on at the same time. It's just when a panel goes on, it's that panel. There's no other panels going because the rest of it's open gaming.
Yeah. Well, in reading the description of AndoCon, it seems like the emphasis much more is actually on the gaming itself
Right,
versus all of the panels and exhibits.
right,
Really, it's a weekend of gaming. That's their purpose.
right. Which reminds me, for those out there who may not have heard about this, the 30th is International Tabletop Day. There are tons of comic book shops and board game shops that will be setting up special events where you will be um, able to play random board games with a bunch of like-minded individuals, and of course that is March the 30th. You can thank Felicia Day and everybody behind Geek and Sundry, which is an amazing channel on YouTube, for this awesome creation of a day. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to attend any of the events, though I would love to. There's a couple that are real close to me. One that's literally just down the road from my old condo, so
Hmm.
we'll see.
Rock on, yeah.
Let's see here. What else? So since we're on the conference panel chit chat here, so of course we're going to MonsterCon. I hope to God that in the future we'll be able to do MomoCon again. We're waiting on AndoCon to tell us if we're in or not. We we applied for a very small chance to do a panel at DragonCon.
Hmm.
We have a fan table at DragonCon,
Nice.
but I don't know if we're going to be able to get the panel. That would be awesome if we did,
That'd be
but
epic.
but yeah. And then of course we've already reached out to the Georgia Game Developers Association to see if they would be interested in allowing us to present our panel at this year's Siege, which of course is in October.
Rock on. Sounds like you got quite a few talks in front of you, yo.
I hope so. I would love to be able to chit chat, discuss not only the destruction of the game industry as we know it, but there are a lot of video game topics that I would love to talk about.
Mhm.
The rise of the mobile platform, the reconstruction of the delivery system for future consoles, what the next generation console means for used game sales, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see with the used games. And Sony came out, was like, no, we'll have used games on our consoles, but
No. See,
but there's always
no. So Sony won't allow you to. Well, Sony will allow you to purchase a used game, and you can put it in the system, and it will recognize it. But every single game is tied to one console. So if you put the game that's tied to another console into your console, you get a demo of that game until you pay the price that Sony has set. It's basically like the EA Online Pass, but the manufacturer, Sony, will be the gatekeeper.
It's one hell of a tricky way around the first sale doctrine.
Yeah. But as I said in my talk, and I'll say it right now, I think that the future, though it's going to take a shit ton of time, the future is going to be in digital distribution. And when it goes, when it goes hardcore towards that, publishers are going to have to scramble to find out how to keep up with the model, and then brick and mortar stores are SOL.
Well, look at the PC. I mean, when was the last time you bought a game at the store for your PC?
A hard copy of a game, or actually gone to a store to buy a PC game?
Both.
A hard copy of a game would be Diablo 3.
Oh, you got the hard copy of Diablo 3.
Yeah. And the last time I actually walked into a store,
this could take a while.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I think the last physical PC game I purchased was World of Warcraft.
Then it would have to be Cataclysm for me. No, well, shit, did I buy?
You bought Cataclysm?
Yeah.
I didn't know you played WoW Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Only lasted like 3 months, but I played it.
Nice. Oh, that's right. I remember that now. I do remember playing with you.
I sucked.
It is what it is.
You know what I find interesting? Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling. I don't fucking care. I'll max out the upload, whatever.
What is interesting? Yeah.
What I find interesting is that if you play an MMO, like MMORPG, WoW, Guild Wars,
Rift, Lotro,
all that stuff. You play as a chick, people are willing to help you the fuck out. I mean, they will give you extra stuff. They'll help you on quests. But here's the weird thing. You would think that would be a global deal when it comes to multiplayer games, because they figure, I'm sure the male populace, as we are, figures, if we're nice to chicks, maybe that will somehow magically translate into the chicks we actually interact with day to day.
Indeed.
I know it's really, but anyways, but here's the thing. If you change the game from an MMORPG to multiplayer first-person shooter,
okay,
chicks don't get no love. A lot of the chicks, a lot of the females that I've talked to at MomoCon and at other events, they don't play first-person shooters online simply because if they screw up and they have their mic on, or they have a girl, a more female name to their gamer tag,
yep,
they're just a lot of people just automatically assume that these are adolescent boys screwing around. So they always think that it's a 12-year-old boy who just hasn't hit puberty.
Interesting.
That's weird.
It's kind of funny your take, because most MMOs I played,
yeah,
people, as far as your character goes, like if your avatar is male or female, most people I know don't really give a shit about that, because they know a lot of guys plays as females in the game anyway.
True.
And so most gamers I've known don't care. Now, once you know if that's a female in real life or chat, then then you're right. At that point in MMOs especially, the equation changes. But I've found so many gamers realize that avatars play some chicks. I do it myself because guess what? I want to look at a cute chick over some ugly dude for like playing games hundreds of hours.
Indeed.
So, but you're right. Over chat and stuff, it definitely. The other thing it also causes, especially I've seen in like top tier guilds where you're doing raiding, is drama.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my old guild. You had a situation where one of the guild leaders was married and she was having like cyber sex over chat during raids with some other guy in the raid. And then they got pissed off at each other and the guild basically fell apart. So it's just like, I'm not blaming on her because it's a female, but that whole male-female dynamic, like once you start getting on chat and you kind of get those behind-the-scene relationships, can really add a very weird dynamic. And almost, I would call it a very high school dynamic.
Right.
Just stupid, pointless drama from both sides. I'm just like, are you kidding me? I don't come to play an MMO to deal with, your childish BS. I just want to kill stuff. But that was when I was doing some leading in Rift raids. That was the worst part, was dealing with that interpersonal drama between people. Like, I don't care.
See, like I don't know, but I've never been able to get that online relationship, that online, I don't know. If I don't know you in real life, I don't want to play with you online.
Well, where I built those relationships, really, it's when I was raiding. And I think it's because, when when I was doing WoW back in the day, that was 5 hours a night, 5 nights a week.
Right.
Rift was last, I was probably like 2-3 nights at the most, 3 hours a night. But still, that's a lot of time you're spending with a core. World of Warcraft was 40 people, Rift was 20 people. But still, it's a lot of significant time you're spending with a few core people. And I think it's just kind of more so when over those months and weeks and months, you built up that kind of relationship with those people. It's usually just a couple people here and there. Right. But you're right. While, like I'm leveling up my character, or when I've played other MMOs, like more casually, like a Lotro or the Old Republic, I've never made any of those kind of relationships or friendships while leveling up a character or doing random pickup games. Right. It's only been in the context of spending so much time with people. As far as person shooter goes, I don't know. The only FPS I've really played online is Team Fortress 2. And I think I haven't played the other ones like Counter-Strike and Battlefield and that stuff, but my impression is, at least, is TF2 is a lot more kind of laid back in terms of like the pwn to win whole mentality over like a Counter-Strike. Right. And I've never, you still get those, douchebags like, oh, you suck, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, I haven't really seen too much of that in Team 2. But you still definitely get, and a lot of that also comes down to playing with a clan, I've found. Yeah. Because I spent a lot of time when I was playing Team Fortress 2, a lot playing with our clan. So it's like if people are being douchebags, oh yeah, one of our ops or whoever would come in and slam that person, kick him out. Yeah, you're done. And that made a huge difference. So I also didn't really play a lot with pickup games in Team Fortress 2 because it just wasn't as much, people start name calling and being dumb. It takes the fun out of games when people take it way too seriously. I'm like, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah, that is an interesting dynamic in itself, is the fact that there are those people who take everything so damn seriously. And yes, we are all humans, so we're gonna screw up. And it's those individuals who are looking for pure perfection because they think that they are indeed pure perfection that can really screw with dynamics.
Well, it depends on where you look at it. Okay, for instance, I'm going to talk about League of Legends, right? Right. When I was first starting out, it does a pretty good job, I found, of like pairing you up with people along like your skill level or level, right? And so when you first start out, like you're level 1, you're getting it paired with mostly like level 1 or 2 or 3 people, right? Right. And when you're playing against a CPU and you're playing, and like some of your teammates like, oh, dude, you suck because you don't know what you're doing. It's kind of like, you realize that A, most of her level 1 characters, so yeah, we don't know what we're doing. B, that's where we're playing against a computer opponent. Yep. And the way I look at it, you have a game like, in any game now with a PvP element, they have ranked like battle matches.
Right.
You know, like every game has now like the whole ladder system of PvP.
Mhm.
It's like if you really want to go brag, go play your damn ladder system, and then you're playing against people who are playing hardcore. In that context, it's different.
Right.
You know, if you're playing like ranked matches where you really care about your one last record, then I think it's fine to smack talk and be serious because that's what you're doing. If you're just playing a casual game where it's not ranked, whatever. It's like, really, seriously, come on.
Yeah. To be honest with you, the only first-person shooter that I'll even attempt to play online is Halo. Any of the Halos I'll attempt to play once in a while because I like the matchmaking system.
Okay.
And I will admit that I will never have my microphone on me. So if you're trying to talk to me, you're SOL, my friend, because I ain't talking.
I know, and some of the games, some like Team Fortress 2 at one time, or even WoW, they wanted like built-in. No, they didn't. What was it? Yeah, World of Warcraft. They wanted like built-in microphone talk straight into the client. I'm like, hell no, I don't want that in my World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't need
God,
kids
talk
telling me how
talk about pollution.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have no desire to play online. Like, I enjoy playing games on my Xbox, but they're all single player.
Oh, absolutely. Same here.
I have no desire to do multiplayer on my Xbox.
That's why every single time I play a 360 game or a PlayStation 3 game or whatever, and like the single player element is less than 8 hours, and it's like, okay, now play multiplayer. I'm like, no, not gonna happen. Not gonna freaking happen.
And speaking of shorting games, I think the last game I actually beat was Mass Effect 3.
Let's see here. Last game that I beat.
I just have such a habit of like, I'll pick up a game, I'll play it for like 5 or 6 hours, play it for a couple days, and then I just move on to another game. I'm like, I got the gist, and I'm gonna play a different game. I'm just terrible. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm just terrible, and I've always been that way with video games. It's not just recently. For a couple games, and ironically, they're actually mostly BioWare games, except for the game that shall not be named, Tor. I'll name it anyways. Most games, their games have always drawn me in. But it's like the one company's games, but most games, I'm like, after so many hours, I'm bored.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. I could see that. I mean, I sometimes struggle with some of the games I play.
But the games, but the thing with the ironic thing, because I know you guys like to give me shit about the storyline, it's just those BioWare games with the storyline. That's what draws me in. It makes me like play it, which is kind of ironic.
Yes, it is. It is quite ironic.
Every once in a while, I still go back to Diablo 3 and load it up and do some Inferno runs, but then it gets boring again after a week or two.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those, after you've played for so long, there's only so much to do, and you just keep on doing the same Inferno runs over and over, and it's like, and I'm bored.
Yep.
You're looking for that 0.1% to upgrade to your stats, and it's like, I'm good. I'm going to try something else out again now.
Speaking of ramping up the difficulty, I will fully admit that I only play games on normal difficulty. Unless it's like a sadistic game, and then I'm not ashamed of it. I will play it on easier beginner because I actually want to be able to get through a game.
I understand that, yo.
That being said,
Sorry, go on.
No, go for it.
I say the only games I've ever ramped up to like extreme difficulty are Mass Effects.
Yeah. Now,
the only reason I've had to do that is because like I do every single quest in the game, and so like it gets so OP'd. Where it's like, okay, I need a little bit more of a challenge.
Now, I say that I only play games on normal, and some people may know this. I know Zealeus knows this. My dad has become a bit of a gamer from time to time, and he's currently playing. Well, not right now, but when he's at home because he's on vacation right now. But when he's at home, he's got some time. He's been playing Halo 4 on Legendary.
Ooh.
Yeah. I will never play Halo. I won't play any Halos on Legendary. I don't have a Death Wish. No.
I don't know when, but my next challenge, I have no idea I'm going to take it up, is I'm going to replay the Mass Effect trilogy, but like on the extreme, whatever the highest difficulty is.
Best of luck to you, sir.
I've heard it's very, very difficult. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you have to play it exactly right. Can't waste ammo. I've heard it's pretty damn tough. And you actually have to, because, Mass Effect, the whole series, I just kind of ran and gun and whatever, you obviously specialize in some of your skills, but it's not
Right.
really that brutal if you don't choose well.
Yep.
You can still beat the game.
Yep.
Whereas, and in the missions, there's ideal teammates to also choose on your missions, depending on if you're facing biotics or humans or whatever.
Yep.
And I never cared. I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna pick the two I like. Because it didn't really matter. But once you get up to those extreme difficulties, it's like if you don't choose the right companions with the right skills,
Yep.
you don't have a chance.
And the right weapons. Don't forget about the right weapons.
That's true, yeah. So someday, I don't know when, I'm going to take up the challenge.
Cool.
Well, normally at the end of the game, I'd go up to because unless you beat the game, you can only go up to such a high difficulty level, and then it's like, then there's the difficulty after that one after you beat the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's one of those things where I have to set my mind because I know it's such a time sink for that whole entire trilogy.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And I never did see the new ending.
I never went back. I was okay with the ending.
Well, it's one of those things where it's such a emotional journey through the whole thing, and it's like I got done with it. It's like, and it's like I don't need to go back and revisit it. And the ending, okay, maybe it could have been better, but it's not whatever. It's not as bad as Veronica Mars's ending, at least.
I've never seen Veronica Mars, so.
Great television series.
Uh-huh.
It's Kristen Bell. She does a great job in it as the lead actress.
Right.
If you can ever watch it, I highly recommend. It's just a fun TV show to watch. It's really good.
Right.
Great acting, great plot, etc., etc. Watch it.
Okay.
You should.
I will. Shit, I was gonna say something. Oh man, Zealeus, you made me forget what I was gonna say.
I don't know. Was it about Mass Effect or difficulty level or?
Nah, probably not.
Who knows?
Anyways, so I'm currently playing Noni Kuni, which is the Wrath of the White Witch. As I said at the beginning of this video, Studio Ghibli is the one behind doing all of the graphics, and I thought at one time that there was that I had reached the ending, and then of course I was rudely told, no, you have not reached the ending. And now I'm doing a final assault, and I have this really, really bad feeling that this final assault is going to springboard into some other shit, because there's some stuff that there's a crafting element in the game, and there's some items I've never even heard of that they're like, yeah, you need this and this and this to craft this, and I'm like, I've never even heard of any of that stuff. And then there's these robot or just these out of use robots just sitting in random spots across the world. No idea what I still have no idea what they do. So I have a really bad feeling that even though I really, really want to do Bioshock Infinite and of course Gears of War Judgment, I fear that I'm in for a much longer gaming session than I anticipate.
There's more destruction to come.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not a bad story, but at this point, I've got so many other games I want to play. But I know that if I take a second off to play another game, I'm never coming back.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what happens to me. I take a second off one game and I start another one. It's pretty much how I roll. But but that's the beauty of the gaming. There's so many choices out there for people. Depending on how they want to play their games. All proud to them.
Absolutely. But of course, if I've definitely invested this much time in a game, I want to finish it so I can write a review on it. I've put 60 plus hours into this game.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot, yeah. I would finish it at that point.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish the damn thing. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but once I'm done, I'm probably going to dive right into Bioshock Infinite. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I would really like to do Gears of War Judgment, but I really, really, really want to play Bioshock Infinite.
And I've heard great things about it.
Yes, so have I. And I wish that it came a day earlier, because my resolve probably would have been weakened. I probably would have already played it.
Nice.
Instead of being pissed off and just stomping around the house for a day.
Oh,
Oh, Charlie, angry!
that was not very frightening.
I know.
You're not the Hulk. I'm sorry.
So, on a different note, I am taking a break from funding Kickstarter projects because I just looked through my credit card, my end of the year credit card statement,
Yep.
and no, can't do that no more.
Don't you wish that was like tax deductible at least or something?
Well, I wrote it off for all the Ultra Confusion stuff, so yeah.
There you go. So I have another question for you.
Sure.
Are you excited that winter's coming?
Oh, dude, I'll be watching that shit, soaking in every single itty bitty little piece of it. I'm also happy to report that the Doctor is returning
Yes.
this
You know,
Saturday.
I still need the last season to come up on Netflix.
Oh, he's so good.
I know. It's like I just I love the Doctor. It's one of those things where like someday I keep on thinking about rewatching the whole entire like New Who seasons.
Yep.
But then it's like, wait, then I'm just gonna get a cop to the current season, and then when I watch that season, I watched it once, but I watched all the other seasons twice, and how do I reconcile that fact? And it's like, oh. But I love the Who. It's just magnificent.
If I were to ever cosplay, the Doctor would definitely be up there.
It'd be pretty easy for you to pull off, yo.
I know.
Just get yourself a nice thatch jacket. Get that. Do you still have that pen I gave you a couple of years ago?
Yes, I think I do.
Somewhere. Maybe scratch it
No.
up.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh yeah, the screwdriver. Yeah.
Yeah, the sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
See?
Oh yeah, I've
You're
got that.
ready
It's
to
in my
go.
bedside table.
Excellent. You're ready to go as the Doctor.
Yeah.
You can bring your dog as the K9, as K9.
Yeah. So I'll have to decide between the two. It'll be tough. Truly difficult.
I hear you. The only thing I hate is I don't have HBO, so I have to wait a long time for it to come out on DVD.
Terrible.
It is. It's a sad, sad existence.
Quite. I weep for you, Zealeus.
I will too. Don't worry, I'll be sure to post spoilers to all the episodes before they come out on TV, since I've read the books.
I've read all 5 books too, so
Actually, I've read the books, but it was so long ago. Like watching the TV series, it's like a new experience for me.
well, TV series is already spun off of the books. There's a lot they've already changed a shit ton.
But I mean, like in terms of like the overall like what's happening, like it's been so long since I've read the books, where it's like,
The whole fucking thing about Karth was changed.
eh.
The Council of 12 doesn't die.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that stuff. I just don't remember what happened in the books versus what's in the movie. Like I remember little snippets here and there. Like I remember there was the big battle with Tyrion where he goes into the sewers and stuff and blah 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 blah. But most of them, like I don't remember most of what happens.
Right. Yes.
Like I don't remember Shay from the series, from the books.
Who?
Shay.
Oh. You don't remember her from the books?
Like I said, it's been a long time since I
What
read
the
it.
hell, dude? She plays an integral part in Tyrion's story.
What can I say? I'm forgetful in my old age.
Okay, sure.
I know.
I'm
It's,
older than you are, you jerk.
Yeah, well.
And I still remember.
What can I say?
All right, Zealeus. Well, we've now breached the 50-minute mark, so I think we'll try to wrap it up now.
Right on.
And hopefully, you, the viewer of the Ultra Confusion Hangout, I'm actually going to try to. No, probably not. I was going to say I was going to try to make an audio only of this, but I'm pretty sure that that would take up the rest of the space on the website.
Nice.
Since we have to host it. So yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But I will clean up this video. Well, I won't clean up this video because for some reason this recording software makes it a file type that I can't actually edit it. So
That's unfortunate.
indeed. So this will be going straight up to Vimeo, and once that's done, then to YouTube, so that those individuals who love the YouTube can see this if they don't want to go directly to our website, and those who love checking out the website and leaving comments for us about our videos can watch it on the website once Vimeo is done with it.
Excellent day.
Indeed. I still don't have a concrete time for the video cast with Jesse. This week is Passover, so I'm not going to see any of him.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we get that written or put into stone. I'm going to try for the video cast. I'm going to try to put more individuals on there. So you're probably going to see. Some people may remember I put Alex, my sister, on there. I've had Dan, who is a buddy of Alter Confusion, also my brother-in-law. I'm going to also try to get some more random people to try to hop onto the video cast. So if it's a planned video, so here's the deal. If it's a planned video cast, I'm going to try to get a set time and date. If it's a spur of the moment video cast, which has probably the more random people in there, I will probably tweet about it, and then you'll just have to wait for it to, or tweet, put it on Facebook, and put it on Google+. You'll just have to wait for it to render and be put on the website. But I'm going to try to get more coverage during the Georgia Game Developer Association meetings, as well as the IGDA Atlanta meetups. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm looking out for it.
And I know that everybody is just really, really happy over the fact that Zealeus has come back in force with his amazing commenting abilities. So hopefully Zealeus will keep up the trend. I will try to keep as many stories as I can going up on the website. I know I have a shit ton of reviews to write. I apologize profusely. I keep putting the iOS reviews off. They're coming. I promise. In the near future. Probably not tonight, but hopefully tomorrow.
Slacker. It's only what? 10 o'clock? Oh, it's only 9 o'clock your time. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I still got to get through Noni Kuni.
There you go.
So, yes. But anyways, I think we'll wrap up here. So thank you for watching the Hangout. Hopefully we can figure out a way for everybody to join the Hangout next time, because I'm pretty sure there's probably a couple individuals who tried to join but couldn't figure out how the hell to do it.
We were trying to figure out how the hell to do it. We're like,
yeah, we don't even know how the hell to do it. So
apparently Charlie's phone wanted to join the Hangout too.
Yeah, every single time my phone said, "Hey, join the Hangout," it joined someplace that no one else was in. So this is probably not the official Hangout. We'll figure it out, folks. We'll figure it out. At the very least, we can. If I can't figure it out by next week, we'll also broadcast it on Ustream, and I'll have the chat window from Ustream up. So if there's individuals who want to watch it over there and want to add into the conversation, at least we can get you seen on this one.
Excellent.
So I guess for now we will sadly have to say goodbye. So for myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you hang out with us real soon.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.